Hi, I'm David Greist, a graduate student at Tufts University. On Cape Cod, water quality impairment caused by nutrients in wastewater such as nitrogen and phosphorus pose a serious threat to the economy and the natural environment. This semester, my classmates and I learned how a handful of residents there are tackling the nutrient problem head-on by installing alternative, eco-friendly toilets in their homes. The types of eco-toilets that are popular on Cape Cod include urine diversion toilets, composting toilets, and hybrid models that do both. To find out more, we went there to speak with homeowners and eco-toilet enthusiasts about their experience with this amazing technology and its potential to mitigate the devastating impact of eutrophication on Cape Cod. The first person we visited was Falmouth resident Janet Kluver, whose dry composting toilet uses no water at all. Everything that enters the bowl falls directly into a compost bin in her basement, along with a handful of wood chips. A simple fan eliminates all unpleasant odors with remarkable efficiency.
So everything goes into the box.
Okay.
And there's a screw crank here. You can see it there. And when you turn it, which you can do, see it turns off.
Wow. Oh, sorry, baby.
And you can spray the urine. Some people have, say, ick, you know.
Yeah.
Most people, if they're interested in seeing it, they're interested in it.
Yeah.
Do you think this is going to be widely enough adopted to make a serious impact in the nutrient?
I don't think it's been pushed enough. I don't think people have been educated enough to understand the problem and how this can help. People are so busy with their lives, they just don't, you know, they don't go there. They want to flush and forget, you know. It goes away, you know. They don't want to deal with it. But it's going to be the way we save ourselves with the nutrients. We got to use the nutrients to, you know, I mean, look at all the fertilizer we're using.
Like most early adopters of this technology, the Kluvers ultimately see their eco-toilet as a way to close the nutrient loop. This radical idea recasts our concept of human waste as a pollutant into one that views it as a resource that can be harnessed to build a more circular economy. Although current state regulation prevents them from applying the sanitary compost produced by their eco-toilet in their own garden, the toilet they installed effectively meets the dual goals of reducing water consumption and preventing nutrients from entering groundwater. Next, we met with resident and former state representative Matt Patrick about the urine-diverting toilets he recently installed in his home, where he and his furry friend Linus invited us to hear a bit more about efforts to promote eco-toilet technology in Falmouth.
There was a fear that this kind of talk could postpone the cleaning up of the base, you know, doing something that we had to do. After Falmouth picked it up and we devoted money to it, it became a big deal. You know, I don't think there's any other town in the country that's devoted so much money to study the issue, and it is hard. I think the way I presented it as an issue that low-income people should be concerned about resonated with a lot of the folks in East Falmouth area, and knowing their neighbors, knowing that they wouldn't be able to afford it. So, and my argument was, you know, let's just give people the options, and maybe they'll take them, maybe they won't. But you'll never know until you try, and it will create jobs locally, permanent jobs, and you won't disrupt. You won't be tearing up the streets, and you can reuse the resources. There are alternatives that we need to consider that would be much less expensive in so many ways. You know, soaring is so expensive. And it's bad for the environment, incredible. Just making concrete uses a tremendous amount of energy. Something like this is like, yeah, you gotta have a truck pick it up, or hopefully my hope is that in the future there will be a market for this, you know, because it's good fertilizer. And they're using it in Europe, they're using it in Vermont. You know, they might buy the case that it's environmentally important to do it. It's less energy intensive, and you can reuse the waste. It shouldn't be called waste, it should be called a resource that's unused.
These so-called eco-toilets go straight to the source of the problem by intercepting human waste and containing it in a specially designed on-site storage container. In doing so, they're keeping waste out of septic systems, which are the largest controllable source of all the nutrients found in the bays, ponds, and estuaries of Cape Cod. By separating urine and solid wastes from gray water created through dishes, laundry, and other household uses, eco-toilets not only reduce our water usage significantly, they also facilitate the physical removal of all the nutrients we excrete from the watershed.